Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a good day. Bitcoin is breaking out and there's a lot of optimism for a lot of those meme coins here because some of them have really started to take off. So we're going to be talking a lot about that over the next few minutes. And then of course, doing a little bit of a follow-up of what's happening with Ethereum because again, Ethereum, we still have some questions to be answered, but as far as the politics is concerned, I do think that's going to be a monumental shift for where Bitcoin and the rest of cryptocurrency goes for the next few years. So, as far as the charts are concerned right now, you guys can see that Bitcoin is actually looking really well. We had this breakout. We were trying to have this breakout for quite a bit of time here, and it only just happened around 1 a.m. this morning. It took some time here, guys. Now, the next big hurdle for Bitcoin is to get back above 70,134. You can see this order block right here. It's going to be a little bit difficult for us to do that, but I don't think it's going to be hard for us to at least just get back up here to retest that. You can see we tried right here, failed miserably. Maybe second time is going to be the charm here. One of my main concerns about Bitcoin right now is even though we're kind of bullish on the daily chart and the 4-hour chart, that weekly chart still hasn't gotten back up to speed here as far as where the rest of the market is at. And so I'm wondering if we are going to have to consolidate just a little bit longer before taking that all-time high type of move. When I zoom out here and you guys see what we've been looking at for a while, you guys see all-time highs over here, and you also see this green line right there. That is a Fibonacci level that's been here for quite a bit of time, using the lows from back over here in 2018 to the highs we had back over here in 2021, and then again the FTX lows back in 2022. And this thing has been pretty good at finding small levels of resistance where we seem to have some issues. And at this point, we still have a pretty big level of resistance up here around that 72,359 level. That's really the level we have to close above if you guys want to see us take that next step up here towards $103,000, which at this point may or not be the high for this cycle. I think the majority of people out there are saying it's more likely to be way up here, around 174,000. If it was me, I'd probably say it's just going to be somewhere around this area. Don't try to guess. There'll be a point in time where Bitcoin just kind of goes sideways. You're probably going to be looking to scale out a lot of your tokens because during that next consolidation, it may very well be altcoin season here. And this brings me to what we've been talking about with a lot of other tokens. Since Ethereum has been going up, you've been seeing a lot of other stuff happening. Ethereum is right back up against its major level of resistance. It's gotten rejected from it so far. However, we're pretty darn close. And that's a good sign for the rest of us here that are looking to trade other things in the Ethereum ecosystem. You got Dogecoin's been also doing pretty well today. WIF has been doing pretty well today. We're still waiting for WIF to actually have that breakout and go higher. Thought it might happen last week, but it got rejected. Again, we're going to have to wait for a lot of these moves. However, it's still up 6% today. Bonk is still up quite a bit. Miro is up 16%. A lot of these tokens that have low market caps that we've been dollar cost averaging, they're finally starting to make their moves after some really abysmal times down below. It's a good sign, but people are going to be maybe buying in here when they should have had the opportunity to buy back lower. So if you guys are chasing right now, just be careful. One of the larger caps that you guys might like here, besides the Pepes, the Flokies, and things like that, which have been moving very, very well on the meme side, one of them is Chili's here. Chili's is popping up around 19% today, a really large move. I don't know exactly what brought this on. We did have a change of character set up for today, but that's about it. The last time I saw something really bullish on this was back over here, and you probably would have hit that stop loss. You would have, and even this stop loss right here, there's a massive move down. Everybody got shaken out before the large move, and so it really wasn't the best opportunity to buy in the first place. Again, it was still a bearish change of character there. But as far as now, this is probably going to be one of your favorite day trading candidates for today. So if you guys want to have some fun with day trading, something with volatility, Chili's is definitely going to be your game here. I went looking through a lot of other tokens here to see if anything else was popping off. There is Turbo. I told you guys I've been holding Turbo for quite a bit of time. I did scale off about 75% of my Turbo, and I put a little bit of it back in there just with a 1x trade. So I have a couple trades on it right now, but I was able to sell it way over here at this little line. Came back down a little bit. Well, actually kept on going back up, came back down, and now it's going sideways. So I have one position in here. Basically, it's bought right up here. So I'm down a little bit at this point in time. But because the market cap is so low, I'm hoping that eventually, after it comes down a little bit more, I'll be able to buy more down here and play the next rally. What's making me money at this point in time, guys, is my pop cap position. This one has been very volatile over the past few weeks. What I want to show you guys is I rode this wave up quite a bit. it came all the way back down, and now it's starting to bounce back up, but you're all within this massive level of support. So if you guys are looking for a lower market cap token that can take off and that's still in a level of support, that realm, PopCap may be the one. But when I talk about any of these meme coins here, a lot of them are going to be lower market caps, especially if you go over here to memes. You guys know there's only a few things that are over $1 billion. Once we start getting to Book of Meme, you drop down below $1 billion. You got MAGA over here at 394 million, MOG is at 426, PopCat's at 446, Baby Dogecoin's at 300 million, Mirror's at 239. So a lot of these tokens are still in very good spots where if you wanted to put down $100 or $200 or even just $50, you can still buy a little bit here, whether it's on crypto.com. I got a link for Blowfin if you want to use leverage with these. The leverage has definitely been helpful, but stick to 1, 2, or 3%. Do not go in the 5, 6, 7, 8, because if these things ever do come down, that amount of capital will be definitely being sucked out of your portfolio here. But even some of these small ones like Dogecoin, Mars, AI, or even, we've been talking about Turbo and those things are not massive market caps, right? Now they may be in a couple 100 million or something like that. But if I go over here and I find Turbo, it's still at 258. When we bought it, it was like an $80 million market cap. But still, this is before, like, imagine Dogecoin before it popped off. This is still a lower market cap than that. So again, there's still lots of opportunity, but you are going to see a lot of people swing trading and making some money. I ended up making a few $1,000s off of that Turbo trade, and I was happy to sell off 75%, and I'm going to apply more money down the road. But typically when you look at a lot of these charts, they do pop and then drop quite a bit. Turbo is no exception here. I was talking with Babyfish. You can see these pops, drops, might even go for a little bit longer, which is why I have that hedge in there right now. But eventually I do think it's going to fall back down and I'll be able to buy up even more. These types of tokens are where I'm really excited about where the market is moving, because altcoins are finally going to make us a good amount of capital here. You guys, if you guys ever have like a Blowfin account or a Fairdesk account, sometimes there's a setting in there where it actually shows you your profit versus what Bitcoin's doing. So you can see Bitcoin moving up steadily, but my altcoins were kind of moving downwards, and all of a sudden the altcoins start to spike, and now I'm making more profit with altcoins than I am with Bitcoin. That's the type of thing you're going to be seeing here over the next few weeks if you guys do this more aggressive meme coin AI token type of trade. And it is going to be a little more scary, so to speak, just because you do have a little more risk. But that risk so far this cycle has definitely been met with really very good rewards. Now, one thing I did want to talk to you guys about here is the 3 questions about the SEC's Abrupt Ethereum ETF approval. This has been kind of an interesting one, guys. We've known that this was a little bit political. Was the decision politically motivated? What does it mean for Ethereum going forward? Will other leading chains benefit too? And we all kind of have the idea of what's going on here, but I wanted to break down a little bit of what's been happening, I guess you would say. Now, it never really made much sense to me why the SEC chairman Gary Gensler would hold out on approving these spot Ethereum products, considering how the agency was embarrassed during its proactive fight over listing Bitcoin ETFs. And this is what I loved about this, because he was embarrassed multiple times. Recall that a 3-person panel of judges in an appeals court called the SEC's reasoning for denying spot Bitcoin funds arbitrary and capricious. That is upscale getting slammed, right? That is this institution saying, hey, what are you doing? This is stupid. But we're not going to say that. We're going to say arbitrary and capricious. That is something that you don't hear judges say all too often when it comes to a major bureaucracy, So, as it has always been, because they called it arbitrary and capricious because it had already been approved, it had already approved the Bitcoin futures products that did substantially the same thing, which is kind of true here. Now, we all know that happened. Now they've passed the Ethereum products, things should be getting better. And this is the next part. Was the decision politically motivated? We've been talking about this on the streams for quite a bit of time here, but this just kind of articulates it in a better form than me spouting off how I hate senators and congressmen, but I'm really happy they finally got together just for this. This will break it down a little bit better. So, with significant participation from Democrats in both bills, it appears that the US government's long war on crypto is nearing its end. I do think Elizabeth Warren has one last haymaker left in her, so I'm going to see if anything can be done against that. But I think it'll happen after an election. I don't think it'll happen pre-presidential election. Now, notably, President Biden announced that he would not veto the Crypto Market Structure Bill FIT21, which the White House officially opposes, a pretty major concession. He has said he is going to vote to veto the second bill, which is the SAB bill, or the SAB bill, SAB 12, I think it is. So that is also going to be interesting to see if he's able to do that. I don't think he will, just because of how the winds have changed. It is going to be interesting. And they go on to say this: it's possible that all these events on the Hill acted like a temperature check and helped convince Gensler that his approach to crypto was becoming a political hazard. After all, former President Donald Trump did just announce his support for crypto in a big way, and denying Ethereum ETFs on the basis, purportedly, that the SEC wasn't having productive meetings with applicants would be great ammunition. Oh, yes, it would be. And of course, remember, Donald Trump has not been the president for the last 4 years. It's been Joe Biden. So every time Gary Gensler comes out and says, crypto is bad, I'm suing you, I'm suing you, I'm suing you, I'm suing you. You can't be an American, your favorite exchange, not in America anymore. Your favorite exchange can't be in America anymore. That all goes back towards who's in charge, which in this case is going to be Joe Biden. Rightfully, wrongfully, I don't think Joe Biden honestly pays much attention to the crypto policy, because he's been focusing on the war in Ukraine, focusing on trying to get the economy back up to snuff, all that type of stuff. I honestly don't think he's been paying attention to it. But because he hasn't been paying attention to it, it's kind of just turned into Gary Gensler's personal little funhouse, and he has not been able to manage it effectively or in a proper way, in a good, what you might call in good faith. Nobody trusts him to make the right decision, because they feel like all of his decisions are based off of political reasoning and not necessarily doing the right thing. Nobody feels like he's doing the right thing. That's probably a better way to do it. Unless maybe you're Elizabeth Warren, or you really just hate cryptocurrency. In which case, Gary Gensler is probably your national hero, right? So what does this mean for Ethereum? Well, first off, the launch of the spot Ethereum funds means that there may be soon a lot more institutional interest in the second largest cryptocurrency. I think when they say May soon, I think there is going to be a lot more. I think we're just waiting for the official date where all of these ETFs go online and the funds can actually start buying in a lot. I don't know if there's going to be another grayscale type moment where they own too much, the fees are so high that they're going to have to offload tons of Ethereum. I'm hoping that's not the case, but I do think, just like last time, you will see Ethereum have a really nice move, just like Bitcoin. And one of the reasons I have my, Ethereum Forex long right now on some of my fairest positions is because I am very, very bullish on what Ethereum is going to be able to do here. So it's also going to create a familiar on-ramp for buying assets for anyone from mom and pop investors looking to diversify their 401ks to hedge funds, much in the same way the ETFs did for Bitcoin. This is going to be massive. We all have our positions right now. At this point in time, my Bonk is up 110%, my Floki's up 36%, Pepe's up 96%. We got a lot of good moves here, and I'm pretty happy with that. You also see some red in there, though, so that's why I still have to dollar cost average a little bit and wait for some of those larger moves. Because we got things like TrueCoin that are up 61%, WIF token is down 1%, Wild token is down 9%. I'm pretty happy with this type of stuff, but when it comes to things like TrueCoin or other tokens out there, you can see some of those averages. We've started to go up quite a bit, but I still want to make sure for those tokens like maybe Shiba Inu, where I haven't been buying up as much, maybe I only did this maybe 1 or 2 buys, I'm going to have to start dollar cost averaging into these ones here with maybe something you might imagine as like a $50, $100, something in there. And as I buy it, like I just did right here, you will see some of these averages move down just a little bit. So when it eventually does have that pop, I'll be making money a little bit sooner rather than later. But these are all dollar cost average portfolios here. So it's definitely going to be a longer grind as we wait for the overall market to start going hotter and hotter and hotter, and Bitcoin to start making its way back up here towards $104,000, $105,000, which will absolutely be fantastic. But it may take some time, and by time I mean at least a week or two, until Bitcoin's able to really get going here. Just because we have this golden cross in the daily, the 4 hour right now is still looking okay with a minor death cross here. That last death cross didn't really do all too much, so I'm kind of happy about that. However, we're squeezed between 2 spots right now. A support level of 66,500 and a resistance level right now of $70,000, 100 basically. We're getting played in between those levels. If we break out to the top, good news, we might get all the way back up here to $73,000 or so. If we break down below this, we could definitely head all the way back down here to $63,000, which would not be a good move. So just make sure that you guys are still mostly day trading here. And if you guys are swing trading, it's still going to be a 1 to 3 day affair. I'm adding a day there, so it's 3 days now instead of 2, because we have had some good optimism. I'm not going to be trading Bitcoin all too much besides some of the longer term trades I have. Altcoins are really where it's at. I'm going to pull up a 15-minute chart for you guys. Let's zoom out a little bit here. That's Bitcoin. But again, Dogecoin, a lot of volatility for trading. WIF, a lot of volatility for trading. It's up 6% today. Bonk is up 7%. Mirror is up 15% today. Baby Doge is up 8% today. You're seeing lots of beautiful moves. Even Pepe, Floki, Milady. Milady's having a really, really good day here. You can see that nice pop off. There are some things that haven't popped off yet, like Book of Meme, that may be interesting for you guys. And the other one is going to be Sheep. A lot of you guys like to trade this one, but this one has not been making big moves whatsoever. So if you guys are hoping for something that has a larger market cap but maybe a little bit easier to trade, or you guys don't have maybe like a Blowfin account or something that you can really trade those lower market caps, Shiba Inu might be your best bet just because it hasn't popped off yet. Everything is signaling that it has a good opportunity to pop back up here towards 30.51. That's gonna be a nice move, but we're just not seeing it happen as of yet. And anything else in here that you might like besides Chili's that we talked about already? AI tokens are kind of being boring at this point. World tokens doing a little bit, but a lot of these tokens already had their pumps a few days ago, and we're still resting down a little bit here, especially off of these little pumps that we had last week. RNDR, they're still consolidating. So if you guys are looking for swing trades, AI tokens may be your bet. And then, AI tokens, or excuse me, meme tokens, they're already popping off right now. So you guys are day trading. The opportunity to buy a little bit there and swing trade them or do the dollar cost averaging, it's not really in your favor at this point. So just be careful when you guys are looking to get in here, right? Just because, again, as much as we want to see Bitcoin just go parabolic and go up here, we still have, it's not all, a clear roads ahead, okay? I want you guys to really be prepared for that. See you guys later on tonight for the stream, and I hope you guys like the new setup. It's been pretty interesting to put this together and took a lot of time. Thanks.